What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do
Of
well.
course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say, an OC podcast. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I am Scott Daly.
And together,
we're the Dailies. Ooh, I got a little mood from you on that one, babe.
No mood.
There's a little mood going on there.
I have no moods. I have just me.
I'm in the mood.
For what?
It's podcasting. I'm in the mood to podcast.
I know, you're always in the mood to podcast.
That is true. Did I tell you about the 7 new show ideas I thought up last week?
7?
7.
No.
I just write them down in my book, and I don't tell them about.
You only told me about one.
I don't tell you about them because then you'll get mad at me.
No, you don't want to tell me about them because then you're like, Elyse is going to make them better and she's going to change them, and I want to have credit for it completely on my own.
You know, you're just like, you take credit for all these things, and we realized this week that you take credit for all these things, but actually, like, I'm the ideal man. You're just the refined.
You had one idea this week that I refined.
You're the
just one.
You're the refinatron.
Just one.
Yeah, and I got 6 other waiting in the wings, baby. Mm-hmm. You're the refinatron. I'm the ideas mobile.
I think we all know that that's not true, but that's fine.
What? What do you mean?
I'm the creative.
I'm giving you the look right now.
I know.
You don't think I'm creative?
I think you're creative, but I think I'm more creative.
Well, that's not what we're arguing about here. We're arguing about whether or not all the ideas are yours. They're not. You come up with names. The Kingslingers.
Yeah.
That's
all
a
the
name.
good ones.
Concept of the show. Me. Music of the show. Matt. Name of the show. Elyse. This is the podcast where each and every week my wife Elyse and I go through the hit 2000s teen drama, The OC, episode by episode, just like a married couple can. Oh no, we have to start all over.
Whose fault is that, Scott? Whose responsibility? We're not going to start over. We're just going to keep it. And we're going to know that whatever happened, it was your responsibility. And this was the time. You were complaining about being cold, so you wanted to keep the heat on, and now the heat is on.
Well, someone set it up to 71, which is definitely not what I put in. What do you think, I'm made of money? 71 degrees?
No, we're not made of that anymore. That's
true.
For sure.
Hey, this week on our OC podcast, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 4, entitled The Last Waltz.
Yes, it's true.
And we will eventually get to talking about that episode.
But before we do that, we're going to talk about everyone's favorite section, the Rosies and the Thornies.
Are we just going to keep going forward with the AC on like this?
Yeah,
like we're
fine.
just going to keep
We're just going to keep going forward, and then you'll edit it out.
I can't.
It's fine. And then I'll go back and listen to it, and I'll say, oh yeah, it's not that bad. And then I'll be like, yeah, Scott, that means that we don't actually have to turn it off during the recordings, and I can have my heat or my air because it's really not that bad.
It absolutely 100% is.
Okay, well, you don't do anything to it, and we'll see what happens. I'll listen back.
Okay.
I will listen back.
You listen back and say it's not that bad, and I go, yeah, because I took 45 minutes trying to get it all out of there.
We're going to do the Rosies and... Sorry, I had a hiccup and a burp. Oh my gosh.
You're so gross. You're a gross human. But I love you. I love you, you gross human.
Okay. It's the part of the podcast, this Rosies and Thornies section, where Scott and I look back on the week and we talk about the good, the bad. We call them the Rosies and the Thornies. As always, we're going to start with the bad. And I started last week because I was just ready to roll, but we're going to let Scott start this week. What's your thorn?
My thorn of the week is COVID's giving.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Had you let me workshop that with you, I think we might have gotten it a little bit better.
Wow. It's really hurt my feelings here, babe. I think I'm very creative, and you're really just fucking shooting me where I sleep.
I hope the baby gets my creativity.
Shooting me where I sleep. I don't know if that's an expression, but I just made it up because I am creative. This week...
I create life, though.
This past week was Thanksgiving, and it sucked. I didn't. I mean, it is a weird. It's a weird Thanksgiving all around. It was a weird Thanksgiving because of 2020, and couldn't really hang out with family that much. We saw my family on Thanksgiving. We saw my mother and father, but we were very, very careful. We brought our own food. We came in through the back. We didn't enter their house. We stayed 6 feet apart at all times.
Except for my bladder.
Except you had to go pee in their house, and now you have COVID, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, and I'm so thankful. Thanksgiving, I'm so thankful I got to see them still, and I'm so thankful I have family members who are understanding and like accepting of these weird times we live in. But it just sucked. I love Thanksgiving. I love hanging out with my family. I didn't get to see my little sister. I haven't seen my older sister all year, and I won't. We won't be seeing Cindy until sometime next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sucks. And like the other weird thing was I'm working a job where I'm paid hourly, and I haven't worked there long enough to bank any holiday or PTO. So I had to work almost all week. I didn't have to work Thanksgiving Day. I didn't get paid for it, but I didn't have to work Thanksgiving Day. And I don't know. It just makes it seem like it just that added to the feeling that it's not a holiday that was already there because we're not going anywhere. Like our plans weren't that big. It was just like
the parade wasn't good.
The parade was awful.
Awful.
And I feel bad for them because they're doing their best, and I appreciate that everyone's like being careful, but it just all sucked. It just sucked, and it's just a bummer. And like I'm really afraid that Christmas is going to be the same way. There's just going to be a bummer. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a bummer. That's my thorn. What's your thorn?
Okay. So I think that we've talked about this, about the fact that we're buying a house. Scott, have we talked about this on the show? I don't know. Anyways, so we've done a really good job of saving money because we knew that this was a goal that we wanted to do.
Yeah. Since we moved into this house, it's been like, let's save for the next house.
So we're here, except you have that pain, Scott. That pain of when the money has to actually leave your account to go on the check that you're going to give to the title company so that you can actually go through with it, and you don't have, like a house that you're selling, so you're using that money. It's actually, it's the money that's coming out of your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurt, Scott. It hurt. It made my stomach sick.
Yeah. So we made we're closing on the house on Wednesday.
And so I had to do.
You got a cashier's check.
I did my portion.
Yeah, we're both putting in a portion of the down payment.
The poor lady at the bank, she forgot to add a 0 to my number.
So I mean, here's the thing, folks.
I'm sorry.
Elise's bank it's not a very good bank. We're not going to say the name of the bank. We're not going to throw anyone on the bus, but it's a bank that the only branches around us are inside either grocery stores or, in this case, a Walmart. Not that there's anything wrong with banking out of a Walmart, but normally you don't go to a Walmart to get a cashier's check for thousands and thousands of dollars. The most amount of money either of us has ever had, like, in our hand at any point in our life. But we went to a Walmart, and so the poor teller lady, you told her how much the money was.
I was in a mask. We'll say that.
Sure.
So she couldn't read my lips, and I was probably talking slightly softer than I normally do.
Because you didn't want to say $1 million.
Yeah, I don't have that much money, guys. Scott's just trying to.
No.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But it's fine. It'll be worth it in the end. Yeah,
I mean, I thought the funny part was like I don't think that has happened, and obviously whenever you do a cashier's check of that kind, whenever you like withdraw that amount of money from your account, there's all kinds of flags that go off, and they need to get approval from people higher up the food chain, all that stuff. So they had to do all that stuff, and no one knows how to do it because it doesn't happen very often, at least at this branch. And so that was an experience. Yeah, but you were in a mood for like an hour where you were just like really stressed out. You kept checking your bank account balance.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then this morning it was awful because it just so happened that the day after I made that large withdrawal, the entire online system crashed for my bank. So I was trying to get my bank statements from last month to send so we could finalize all the paperwork, and I couldn't log into my accounts. It was like, you cannot have access to these. And then I looked on my app and it was just blank. It was said that I had no valid accounts. I was like,
You pulled out all that
oh
money.
my
You
gosh.
pulled out all that money, and they got mad and said, "Fine, account closed.
No,
we keep
'cause
the rest of
I
it.
definitely have enough money left over that I would
We keep
be
the
upset.
rest of your money. It's ours now."
That was awful. That was scary this morning, but it's fine.
I mean,
I still
anytime-
have my money.
Anytime you're about to make a large purchase, there's a certain amount of stress and anxiety that comes with it. Like, every time I get a car, this happens. Gosh, when I was a kid buying a video game system, I remember I got so stressed about it because it's like so much. I mean, like, it's just what level of money that stress causes in you is commensurate to how much money you're earning, right? So when you're a kid in high school and you're earning nothing, and it's like a few $100s, and then when you start getting cars, it's more than that. But and now this is the biggest purchase we will ever make in our entire lives, probably. And
Unless we buy a more expensive house.
I don't want to buy a more expensive house, though. I want to make this house more expensive, and then the next house be cheaper, and then
We get some
we
money
get
off
some
of it.
moolah.
Okay.
That's what I want.
That sounds nice.
But yeah, no, I'm excited about it. It's probably going to be my rose next week. Spoilers, but
I think it'll be both of our roses next week.
yeah, I haven't done it yet. You've already pulled your check. I'm going to get mine tomorrow, so I haven't gone through that yet.
Can I also have another thorn really quick?
Sure. What's up?
So we're also trying to get some appliances that we need, except all appliances are back ordered until February. Mm-hmm. And it's really frustrating because we kind of need a fridge now and not a fridge in February.
Can I have
But, well, it's fine. We'll just go look at a different place and see if they can
I'd like
get
to
it
do a
before there.
sub thorn on that. Just a subcutaneous thorn.
Okay.
Refrigerators are expensive.
Yeah.
Fuck. Come on. The technology's been around for 100 years.
We're not talking about one of those fancy things.
No,
with
we're
the
not getting a
screens and
screen
stuff.
on it.
All that we want is a nice ice maker and a water filter on the front door.
Yeah.
Basically,
That's it. That's it. And damn.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Minimum of $2,000.
Well, yeah. We could probably get one for cheaper if you. It's those French doors, babe. You want those French doors.
I love the French doors.
You love the French. You're such a Francophile.
I am.
Why are they called French doors? Did the French invent doors like that?
Yes.
I don't know if you.
Why don't you look it up? Origin of French doors. We looked at the origin of making out.
Oh yeah, it used to be a slang for banging.
Yeah. Wonder what banging will mean 50 years from now.
The French Renaissance. It became fashionable to have an open space in the home. Glass French doors soon replaced the wooden doors between the two rooms, or they were drilled into the bulkhead, allowing more light to enter the home's interiors. Interesting. So French doors were originally just glass, and then the name kind of lost meaning, and it just became these. Are French doors from Italy? Interesting. No, is the answer to that question.
French doors are from but French fries are not from France.
No. Only freedom fries come from France.
It's true.
That was the dumbest thing in the world. Can we all agree that changing the name of French fries to freedom fries
Awful.
was the dumbest thing that's ever happened right up until 2016?
You know what else is the dumbest thing? That we haven't moved on to our rosies yet, and we've been spending all this time on these fridges.
Let's
so move on, Scott. What's your rose?
My rose is my son.
This little alien?
I don't like that you keep calling him an alien, but
Little
yes.
alien?
So Elyse is 24 weeks pregnant as of 3 days ago.
24 and 2 days.
Which means she has exactly 4 months to go until her due date, which is very exciting for us. But it also means that this is the time of the pregnancy now where we've started to feel the baby. She felt him before I did because it's inside her. But
That little alien.
this baby's moving around now, and we can feel.
Oh, yeah, he is.
We can feel him kicking. I have not seen, he's not strong enough to start pushing your belly out yet, like from Alien, literally from Alien.
Oh, yeah. Not where you see the handprints. I've seen the tummy move.
Yeah, I haven't seen the tummy move yet.
Yeah,
I've
that
felt
happens.
it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Baby's the size of a pomegranate now, and it's just so cool. Guys, I can't tell you. No, not everyone has experienced this, and some of you never will. But putting your hand on a belly and feeling the thing inside of it move around, and it's oh, that's yours, that's your kid. You
And
made that.
And some of you, you're thinking, that's cool, but it's also like, that's really weird and kind of gross. And I'm right there with you guys. Like, it is. It's really weird.
It's not weird at all. It's the most natural thing in the world.
I don't know. I think there's some other things that are more natural.
No, it's the most natural thing.
Peeing?
Some would say the origin, it is the thing necessary for the continuation of the species.
Yeah. But
peeing, not so much.
anyways, I'm right there with all you guys that you're like, oh, gross.
Nobody's thinking that.
All those people that are like pregnant women, yuck. You guys, a solid fist bump in the virtual.
You're
What?
You're such a wonderful pregnant woman, Elyse. You're so wonderful.
It's fine.
You just read all these things and go, ew. It's luckily you're barely going to be conscious when all this is going down.
I told you, I'm going to be so mad at you in a couple months. This whole labor thing, it's going to be mean. I know it's going to be mean stuff that comes out.
You're going to get a big, a good time infusion in your spine, and it's going to be fine.
It has to stay there.
Yes, I know.
The needle just stays in the back.
Not forever.
Till I'm done.
Yeah, till you push out that baby.
Yep. You want Tracy's?
Are you going to make that noise? What do you think your push noise is going to be?
Scott!
You blew up the mic with that, but it was worth it.
Thanks.
Elyse, what's your rose?
What's my rose? I had a nice Thanksgiving break.
Oh, so the opposite of my thorn.
Yeah, it was the first full week, or really the first break that we had this school year, and it was much needed. My dark circles went away under my eyes. I got caught up on some sleep. I read a book and a half. It was just a lovely time.
I'm glad. You did seem very relaxed, with the exception of yesterday and freaking out about the money.
Oh, you know it. It's fine. We'll just go.
Before that, freaking out about all the furniture we have to buy. Oh, wait, that part was me. That was me.
No, that's okay. We can get all that furniture. We can get all those nice things. We can make it work. I actually want to get that house painted. That's what I'm worried about, is how much that's going to cost. And then the moving company never called me back today.
Well, that's rude.
I know. I'll have to call them again.
We kind of gone off traffic. You had a good Thanksgiving break.
I had a nice Thanksgiving break. Thank you for helping make it special.
Was it the Thanksgiving break, or was it not having to work for a week? Like, was it Thanksgiving, or was it 5 days off from work?
I mean, you know the answer to that question. It's 5 days off of work, duh. And I'm going to get 10 days off of work soon enough.
You know, a lot of schools around the country did not go back after Thanksgiving break, but ours did. So you're back at work today.
I wham.
You wham?
I wham.
It's a good band.
Yep.
Is that it? Is that the end of your
I'm
rose?
done.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the main event then. Let's talk about the OC. And let's talk about this episode. Elyse, tell me about episode 4 of season 3.
That is The Last Waltz, the 4th episode in season 3 of the OC. It was written by John Stevens, who he actually wrote 12 episodes, and this is his 6th of 12. So he's halfway through the episodes that he's writing for the series.
Johnny.
It was directed by Ian Toynton.
I fucking knew it.
You know that boy, Ian?
You know what? You know how I knew it was Ian Toynton? Because there's a bunch of random ass insert shots. Like there's one when Seth is wearing an outfit that's suit on top and shorts on the bottom. And every time he's in a scene, Ian Toynton cuts to his lower half to show everyone that he's still wearing shorts. And it's so weird.
Yeah. Well, it originally aired on September 29th, 2005.
Happy birthday, Ghost.
Happy birthday.
Ghost is not alive in 2005, but that is the day of her birth.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to hear what this episode is about?
Let's see.
Marissa begins her first day at Newport Union Public School, and Ryan doesn't seem to take a liking to the new friend she's made. Charlotte's true intentions towards Kirsten are revealed. Summer finds out the horrifying truth between the dean and Taylor. Kirsten has a big decision to make regarding the company. That's not so much a summary as independent sentences that don't flow together at all. But that's the episode. Elyse, tell me, what did you think of season 3, episode 4, The Last Waltz?
So, without giving away a lot of stuff that happens later in season 3.
Yes, please.
They do introduce something that they're going to use, I will just say, a lot throughout this season, which is Marissa starting her new school, and there's a new foursome. And while I like that Marissa is actually like having some sort of reaction for what happened. It does frustrate me some this episode and some later in the season how they're just trying to really have like a mirror of exactly her group at Harbor as her group at Newport.
So the people you're talking about are Johnny,
Casey,
the surfer dude. Casey is his girlfriend, and then Dennis, aka Chili.
Yeah. Which Chili is supposed to be
The Seth
Cohen.
obviously.
Johnny is supposed to be the
Ryan.
And then Casey is supposed to be an amalgamation of
Marissa and Summer.
Summer, yeah.
And yeah, it's like Dennis is the dollar store knockoff of Seth. He's like the annoying character from season 1.
Yeah.
Do you remember what was his name? I don't even remember anymore. The stupid Seth clone from season 1 that was terrible.
Yeah. So it's just like I felt in season 2, the characters that they introduced aside from Lindsay, I thought were all really strong, like minor characters. And this season, they don't have as many of those strong minor characters that I really like. And so I just I remembered about these people in this part of the storyline. It was just, it doesn't make me super excited, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I have no emotional attachment to Johnny, Casey, and Chili at all. They're kind of dumb, and I don't think they spent a lot of time teaching us who they were, but it's so obvious that they're just supposed to be the new foursome. You're totally right. Yeah. However, I really enjoyed this episode overall.
Well, good.
I think I liked it much better on my second viewing than I did on my first, when you kind of see all the ways in which the episode is developing. Not to spoil my rose, but Taylor Townsend is the greatest addition to the show in a long time. I love her, and I love what she's doing for the show, and I love that it's giving, not to be a broken record, but I love that it's giving Summer something to do in the show that doesn't have to do with Seth and her romantic feelings about Seth.
Marissa.
Yeah, and Marissa. It's her own thing, and it's carved out her own thing, and it's wonderful, and I love it, and I love Summer, and I love that it feels to me like Marissa and Ryan are almost moving to the B plot of the show, and Seth and Summer are starting to kind of push their way into the A plot of the show. Which, I think that's the way it always should have been. And I think the show was kind of just hooked onto this concept of the core conceit of the show is poor guy comes to live in rich town. And so they felt the need to have that relationship and that character be the primary driving force of the show. And I think they're now 3 seasons in, we can kind of relax on that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And that is making episodes that I quite enjoy.
Yeah.
Another good episode. The adult stuff, I'm not as cool on. I like that Kirsten.
You like that you finally found out what Charlotte was doing?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Not what I expected, and I feel bad for Julie Cooper, who has just nothing to do in this episode but be sad. Julie Cooper gets kicked out of her house because she has no money anymore. And her husband, dead husband, was in debt, and so they took all his shit, and so she ends the episode crying in a motel room, which is very sad. And it's like one of those moments where I don't even see what they're gonna do with the character from that point on now, because there's no new rich dude for her to marry. Is she gonna have to get a job? Where's she gonna get a job at?
I don't know, Scott. We'll have to watch to find out, won't we?
Yeah, maybe she'll be a waitress somewhere. That'll be funny.
Maybe she'll go back to those old careers that she had.
Porn. Porn.
That being one of them.
Yeah. So a good episode. I liked it. I think I liked it a little bit more than you, it seems. But let's move in to the specific things we really did like and really did not like with our episode Rosies and Thornies. Elyse, what is your least favorite part of this week's episode?
Well, I kind of touched on the new foursome at Newport Union, but I'm just kind of frustrated still with the Marissa has a past, Marissa shot some guy storyline, and they just keep bringing that up. And I think the whole point of her going to a new school was so that she could start fresh. And the emotional trauma that she herself has been going through, I think could have been enough of a storyline instead of having to have characters completely bring that up and remind the audience, oh yes, the reason Marissa is here is because she shot someone. Oh yes, let's remind all these other people.
Hey, I just wanted to apologize about yesterday. I was acting like a jerk. Don't worry about it. So then you're not gonna shoot me? I mean, isn't that why you got kicked out of that private school? Because you shot someone?
And then because she did this, let's have all these new friends feel sympathy for her and try and pep her up like the other ones because it all revolves around Marissa.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I have never been Marissa's biggest fan.
I think these past 40 episodes have made that very clear.
And I also think that, like what you said, they've realized that the Marissa Ryan storyline shouldn't be central, but they're having a hard time letting that go, I think, because last season that's what they invested a lot of time in and what their big cliffhanger was. And so they feel like they still need to. But I get fed up with it. And that's it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think the whole thing with this one bully girl at the new school, like just being on her ass from the very beginning, I feel like they wanted to fast forward through the explanation for why this person hates her and why these people love her. And it's just not there, right? Like this one girl hates her from the very beginning. And the show argues is because she's wearing expensive shit. Like she's got a Chanel purse and a Lent necklace and nice shoes. And like, I think she calls her Newport Barbie or something, which is fine. I mean, like, I think it's really, it's hilarious how inconsistent the show is about like how rich Newport is. Like, obviously in any community, there's going to be an underclass and an upper class, right? Like that's certainly true. And I agree that most of the rich people probably send their kids to rich private schools. But certainly Marissa Cooper is not the first wealthy person that has ever gone to public school in Newport Beach. And certainly the Newport Beach public school would be one of the better funded public schools in the country. And they want it...
Property taxes.
Exactly. They want it to look like this super rundown, like it's in shitty condition. Like this is the poor people's school.
Like Chino.
Exactly. But it's not. It's in Newport. It's Newport Union. It's in Newport still. And like they do this thing where every time they go to the school, like the theme song of the school is this really heavy electric guitar. Like it's... Like it's like so much more like
it was so funny when we were watching and there's the part where Ryan is going to the school for the gym for the dance and Scott heard the music start and he goes, oh man, what's gonna happen is as soon as he walks in the gym we're gonna hear that electric guitar. And sure enough, as soon as he walked in the gym, electric guitar.
It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm not in love with the school plot either. I don't like, I think the biggest weakness of it is what you talked about. I don't know why Johnny and Casey and Dennis like her other than she's pretty. She's good to look at. Like that's why Chili likes her because she's pretty. But like, I don't know why Casey likes Marissa. Marissa has done nothing to like endear herself to these people. Yeah. She's just kind of been this loss. And I guess like the argument is like, we feel bad for her, so we welcome her. But like, there's a difference between like talking to someone at school because you feel bad for them
and finding out where they live and showing up and saying, "Hey, you gotta come to the dance
their
with
house."
Us.
Not even their house, their friend's house, because she's staying with Summer now. I agree with you.
Okay. Well, let's move on to your thorn, Scott.
Okay.
We talked enough about mine.
Remember, this is the negative part of the show. So we do really enjoy this show. I feel like we pile on the negatives first, and then we kind of forget that, hey, this is a show we enjoy watching. But I'm so disappointed by this Charlotte plotline stuff, Elyse.
Okay.
I'm so bummed. So we learned the big question I had going through the first 3 episodes. I knew instantly that Charlotte, who is Kirsten's rehab buddy, I knew instantly she was up to no good. I knew instantly there was something wrong with her, and I just didn't know what. I didn't know why she was doing these things, why she was trying to fuck up with Kirsten's recovery. And it turns out the reason is just, it's a con job.
Okay, from the beginning, I knew this plan was crap. Spending 30 grand to go to rehab just to find a mark?
It made sense. Every woman there was vulnerable and rich.
Yeah, except the one you picked out. I mean, what the hell are we supposed to do now?
Listen, this woman is the princess of Orange County. Okay, I will find a way to use her.
And I don't know, babe. That's just like the most boring plot that it could have been to me.
If
like,
I were to tell you that they're not done with her yet, would that help?
I know they're not done with her yet. Like, I know it's good. Like, basically what happens in this episode is Charlotte tries to do her con, and Kirsten is in the middle of like deciding that she's going to sell her father's company because it's worthless now, because there's so much debt. She's going to break it apart and liquidate it and sell it just to get out of it. And the Coens seem to think they're going to be fine money-wise because of Sandy's
got a really good job.
Extremely lucrative surf shop law firm that we never see him working at because he's been doing Kirsten's job for the last
He's a substitute CEO.
You can't just do that.
Yes, you
can't just,
Scott.
I'm sorry, my wife is in rehab. I'll just take over. You can't. No. I would not get to be assistant principal if you went to rehab. Of course, you would not get to be assistant principal if you went to rehab. But
that's true.
But anyway, like I don't know. I like the Kirsten stuff actually. I have been enjoying Kirsten and Sandy's relationship this season. There's this wonderful shot early in the show where Sandy like sees Kirsten gardening, and like the music is kind of ominous because he doesn't know what to make of it. And the second time I watched, I was like, why is the music this way? And it's like, oh, because he's like shocked that she's doing gardening. She's learning how to cook. She's cooking him meals.
She is.
She's trying to reinvent herself. She's trying to change herself, and she's trying to let go of her past, but still honor it. And that's with the whole conflict and confusion with, do I sell the business? Do I want to keep the business? I think they decide in the end they're going to sell it.
Liquidate.
Yeah. But the Charlotte part of it, like, obviously it's not done. Like, we meet Charlotte's partner in crime, who's a dude that in my mind looked exactly like the dude that tried to steal Julie's money with the porn tape. I know it's a different actor.
It is a different actor.
It's a different.
I thought you were going to say the guy that delivered the flowers. I was like, that was him. No, that was him, Scott.
No, it's just he looked like the same. It's like the same kind of like.
He's not as buff.
No,
This
he's not as
guy's
buff, but
much
it's the
leaner.
same. It's the same type. It's the same
Yes.
type,
Yes.
and it reminds me of the same thing. They're trying. It's money again. I understand these are rich people, so whenever we write conflict around them, it has to do with money because they're rich. But I don't know. I thought it was going to be something weirder and like maybe something to do with what Caleb fucked people over in the past. And like, I don't know. There's still going to be more. She's going to somehow find a way to fuck Kirsten
Just
over.
think so much darker.
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm ready for the soap opera shit. And this is just like, eh. And then there's this like Ian Toynton. So there's a montage at the end of this episode, which season 3.
You love them montages.
Season 3 has been doing a lot of the end of the episode musical montages, which I do love. I love those. Those are a really way to nail emotions. But in the middle of this montage where like, the Seth and Summer are dancing, and Ryan and Marissa are dancing, and Julie's crying on her poor bed. They cut to an extended scene of Charlotte and her boyfriend doing it, and I'm just like, why do we care about? I don't know who
We
this
don't.
guy is. We don't care about
Scott.
Like
We don't
Toynton, why did
care.
we need to see them bang? It's not necessary. So those are my thorn cornucopia. A thornucopia?
A thorn.
And you said I wasn't creative.
Or funny.
Hey, Elyse,
Yeah.
you want to talk to me about the things that you did like about this
Scott,
week's episode?
We had some good old-fashioned Seth and Ryan time this episode, and they even coined it as good old-fashioned Seth and Ryan time. And that is what I enjoyed.
Hey, Dead or Alive's playing at the Lido.
You, me?
Yakuza Bloodbath, we're there.
Yeah, I can't. Miss Reed really loaded me up with a lot of work, so.
I'm not buying it. Looks like we got an emotional thing going on. All right. Come on, buddy, get ready. A little old-fashioned Seth Ryan time.
All right, fine. So yesterday I went to pick up Marissa at school.
Oh, Marissa. Didn't see that one coming. Continue.
Thanks. And I thought I saw this guy I misjudged the situation, and I overreacted, and I might have maybe embarrassed her. I embarrassed her.
Now you're tearing yourself apart, wondering if you've not only damaged her standing at a new school, but perhaps also your relationship.
More or less.
Well, that is a pickle.
That's it? No advice?
What advice? Call her, apologize. It's not rocket science. Man, you homeschool kids are pathetic.
Contrary to how I feel about Ryan's relationship with some other people, Ryan and Seth have a great dynamic, and I'm here for it. And it was just great to hear Seth kind of give Ryan some advice. And even later in the show, when Seth had called him to try and say how this wasn't going to be a time where after today, we know that Marissa is just going to be lost forever and it's the beginning of the end for you. And Seth realizes that he did that. He made that mistake. And then he went to go and try and help his brother out and save him from making a mistake.
All the way to Newport Union High School.
Yeah, his left leg, it was really sore. And it was funny because he comes up with a skateboard and I was like, yeah, look, Scott, he skated the whole way. And Scott goes, are we really supposed to believe that? And then they made the comment about how his left leg was so sore and Scott was just dying.
It was good.
But I appreciate their dynamic. And I feel like a lot of times they're trying to build Seth's relationship up with Summer and they're trying to build Ryan's relationship up with Marissa, that they don't have as much intentional Seth Ryan time as they did the first season. And so I enjoy it, even though it's usually centered around Marissa or centered around Summer. But I like that they at least are coming back and having that dynamic again.
I think it's important for the show to spend that time because now that Ryan is homeschooling and Marissa is outside of Newport.
Yeah.
What's the name of their fucking school?
Harbor.
Thank you. They have to be intentional with that time because they're not going to just get to have all the kids at school dealing with whatever new Harbor drama there is. Like Ryan cannot participate in this week's Harbor drama. Neither can Marissa because they're not there. So they have to find new ways to get these characters together. And I agree with you. Seth helping Ryan with his relationship stuff was a great way to do it because I feel like Seth is usually the one getting help. And it works. Like
it does.
Ryan continues to fuck up and continues.
And surprisingly, Seth has grown in his relationship maturity. What is that?
Remember the scene where Ryan's there to pick up Marissa and like Marissa's crying because that jerk that hates her for no reason just talked about her shooting someone again?
Yeah.
And then Ryan sees this guy like be nice to her and comfort her and immediately flips out and charges over. I mean, that's what the Seth and Ryan bonding time was about, is Ryan admitting that he fucked up.
Yeah.
And Seth trying to coach him through it. And at the very end, Ryan decides, I'm going to go to the dance that Marissa's at. I'm going to go to her school dance. And it's a terrible choice. And he realizes that right when he walks in. He realizes that you can't keep butting in. You have to let her be vulnerable and experience her own life outside of you. And it pays off because she shows up at his pool house at the end of the night and says, it was really important for me to go to that dance, but I missed you the whole time. Whereas if he had showed up at that dance, it would have been a fucking disaster.
I would not be able to survive in a relationship with Ryan. He'd be too overbearing for me. And I would say,
nuts. He's
you've
nuts.
got to go.
Yeah, you got to chill out, man. You don't have to say he's got a superhero complex. You really do. And who can blame him? His dad's Sandy Cohen.
I know,
but
the Superman.
Yeah, he's gonna have to figure this stuff out.
Is this little guy gonna have Superman complex?
I mean, he's gonna love Superman, that's for sure. But is he gonna want to be Superman? Yes, until he's like 8, and then he'll probably move to Spider-Man, and then he'll probably move to whatever weird shit is popular when he's 8, and then hopefully he'll grow out of that and just want to be man.
No superhero. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm with you on this. The Seth and Ryan stuff was really good. I'm happy to see all of our characters grow.
Yes, me too. Okay, Scott, tell me about that alliteration that you like this episode.
I love Taylor Townsend.
Tricky Taylor Townsend.
Tricky Taylor Townsend. Holy shit. This is the best plot line of this episode and of the season. And
Well, it's only 4 episodes.
dare I say, the whole fucking show. So here's what goes down on this week's episode of The Taylor Townsend. I'm changing the name of the show. It's called The TT now.
The TT.
So Taylor...
You gotta go, TT.
So Summer is social chair after she successfully won social chair away from Taylor with her wonderful move at the kickoff carnival, and she's planning the homecoming dance. I think it's some sort of dance.
Back to school dance. I don't know what it is.
Isn't that what the carnival is?
No, that was ushering in the air. This is the dance.
Fucking rich people. So she's planning this dance, and it's a lot of hard work. And Taylor Townsend approaches her, and she's all nice, and she's like, she gives her this sob story about how she has no friends, and she tends to push people away. And
okay, is this where I'm supposed to feel sorry for you?
Okay, look. I'm sure people write prose poems in your yearbook about what an incredible friend you are. You know what I get? Have a nice summer. But it's my senior year, and I wanted more. I want someone to write, I'm glad I finally got to know you.
Oh, it's the end of summer dance. That's what it's called, because
called
it's an
the end of
alliteration.
summer.
Yeah, or no, it's not alliteration. It's a play on words, and it's a genuinely like heartwarming sob story that actually like won me over. Like I was like, oh, poor Taylor. Oh, Summer, help her. Let her help with the carnival. Be her friend, Summer. But then we learn, because Taylor Townsend approaches Summer later and says, I heard from the dean that if Seth doesn't give up his accomplice, he's gonna suspend him. So then Summer rushes to the aid of her boyfriend and tells the dean that she was the one that stole the tiki hut. And what does the dean say? The dean says, well, you can't be social chair. And that's when we realize it was all a trick.
So that Taylor could become the social chair again.
It was a brilliant maneuver by Taylor Townsend, and I just spilled my coffee because I'm so excited talking about this. It was a brilliant maneuver by Taylor Townsend to assume social chair.
Summer, no. Just so you know, you and your friend the Dean may have won this round, but the war is not over.
Well, unless you have an exit strategy, don't even get out of the boat. I am a human quagmire.
What's a quagmire? Hello? Anyone? Quagmire?
And then when Taylor goes up on the stage and she's just thanking everybody for all the help, and Dean has come onto the stage to thank him for everything, and also she hopes that everyone enjoys the end of summer.
And then she looks at Summer. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
Scott was losing it on the couch.
I was losing my mind. It was so good. But then, that's not the end, Elyse.
Oh,
that's not the end.
Because
then Taylor Townsend heads backstage.
Tricky Taylor Townsend was also tricking who?
She was... I'm trying to come up with a play on words.
Trickling?
She was tickling the tricky tutor... She's fucking the dean. She's fucking the dean. Taylor Townsend and Dean Hess are in a romantic relationship, and Summer sees them make out.
Yeah, she knows she's got the upper hand now.
This is good shit, babe. This is good shit.
This is soap opera drama.
It is so good, and I love it. I love every bit of the movement of this Summer and Taylor stuff, and I just want more of this. I just want so much more of this. It's so fun. Taylor is the perfect villain.
Ask and you shall receive, Scott.
Good. Let's just make this the Taylor show. Okay. Love it. So that's my rose. That's what made this episode great.
That's what made coffee be spilled all over the desk.
I got so excited.
Okay, Scott. I'm ready.
Come on, Scott. Tell me about the style in the OC. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, Scott. Tell me about the style in episode 4, The Last Waltz.
Beautiful.
I just wanted it a little different this time.
This week on Scott's style section, it's midriff time, baby.
The bigger the drift, the meaner. No.
Not very creative there, Elyse.
I need to workshop it.
So The big style element in Newport Union High School
In the early
is
2000s.
exposed lady bellies because
Lady Belly.
because every single female character at Newport Union High School is showing off some tum tum, and they all are. They all are.
Some tum-tum.
The most egregious case of midriff is Casey.
Oh, yes.
Who-
I think she probably had a full 6 inches.
Yeah, like she's not even wearing a shirt. She's wearing like just
She's wearing a toddler's top.
just wearing boob holders, and that's it. That's it.
Showing the tum-tum by using her boob holders.
Yes. Like, this is what you get for Scott's style section. Okay, you don't get official terms. You get the Scott names for things. Just a lot. I mean, I know this was very popular in the mid 2000s.
Low-rise jeans were
Low-rise
huge.
jeans combined with a
Shorter
high-rise
top. A
top.
crop.
A croppy toppy.
Crop top.
Croppy toppy low-risers.
Gosh, aren't we so glad that we had the mom jeans and those high-waisted ones come back?
Yeah, right in time for you, babe. Right in time.
Love them high-waisted
Strap
jeans.
on those mom jeans, baby. They're
Yep.
in. They're
Give
in.
me a pair of Levi's.
So I noticed a lot of that. And even
yeah.
Marissa was doing it. Even Marissa was,
Oh, yes. Marissa does it quite often.
next.
Even Kirsten did it at one point.
Yeah. Next. We got to talk about my girl, Taylor Townsend.
Tay-Tay.
In this week's episode, she is wearing a pink plaid dress, strapless dress. There are no straps on it. But she's still rocking the sweater tied around.
Gotta have that sweater shoulder sweater.
But I've never seen the sweater hanging from the shoulders tied around the neck thing with a strapless. It looks weird to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's no... it just looks so weird.
Yeah.
But it also
it's
looks
weird.
so quintessentially Taylor, right? Like, it's
Yes.
just like so over the top. It's like you just threw on the sweater for no apparent reason. I like the dress, though. I like the dress.
It's a nice dress,
a
from
good
what I
dress.
can see.
It's not as good as Summer's outfit. This, baby, Summer's outfit. The reason I wanted to talk about Summer's outfit is because I think this is an Elyse,
She's not in boots.
I think this is an Elyse Daily outfit. I do.
I'd wear that.
I did, yeah. So it's this black. Elyse doesn't like. It's not that you dislike colors, but you're a little more muted.
I like neutral colors.
You like neutral?
Blues, blacks,
Blues, blacks, whites,
neutrals.
orange,
No,
pink.
no.
But she's rocking this black. She's got the lacy shoulders. Lacy shoulders. It's a long dress. Is that still a skirt? I think it's a skirt.
It's a dress.
Isn't dress when it's all one thing?
It's all one thing.
It is? I can't tell. It's a dress. It's got little white frillies at the bottom, and she's rocking some high heels, some very high heels actually, some uncomfortably high heels.
She has to because she's so short.
She's so short. It's a classy look. They're really making Summer look classy.
They are. Good job, Sam.
Yeah, I like it. And then last, and certainly not least, we have Seth Cohen, who's business on top, party on the bottom.
He knew that 2020 was coming.
Yeah, he's doing the 2020 job interview,
Yeah.
Zoom job interview, where you wear a suit on top and shorts on the bottom, which I've done several times.
You have, haven't you?
I actually like the look. Here's the deal. This look reminded me once again that Seth Cohen is actually super cool. And I knew guys that dressed exactly like Seth Cohen does in college. And they were some of the most popular, coolest dudes at my school. And I was constantly jealous of the looks that they could pull off that I didn't think I could pull off because I'm a bigger dude.
You know who's going to pull him off?
The babies.
The babies,
The
yeah.
babies.
That little alien.
But no, Seth pulls off this look. He's wearing I think those are cargo shorts. And what kind of shoes are those?
Converse.
Those are Converse, yeah. Okay. And he looks good. He looks cool. He
does.
looks like
He looks smooth.
He does. He looks like a
Like a little player.
yeah, he does.
Player Seth.
He's popular now. It's like
He
that
is.
spec script we read. He's just popular.
He is.
Seth Cohen.
Okay.
He's made it.
We're going to look at which couples are popular this week now, moving on to relationship status. So I will start us off, as I do every week, with Sandy and Kirsten Cohen.
All right.
Last week, they were at an 8 out of 10. This week, Sandy is happy to have Kirsten home with the rest of the boys and encourages her to do what she is afraid of, cook. He supports her decision to liquidate the Newport group, and the two seem to be on the right path. So we're going to bump him up a point to a 9 out of 10.
All right.
Kirsten invites him to a steamy shower.
Oh, they were getting hot and heavy.
Yeah. I mean, they seem to be doing okay.
They're doing well. I mean, 9 out of 10. They better be doing well.
I felt like I could have kept them at an 8, but I just wanted to be able to say that she's been doing a good job since she's been home, and Sandy's happy, and they haven't had anything wrong go on that past week.
Yeah,
so
totally
I
right.
wanted to bump them up.
Totally right.
Okay, tell me about Summer and Seth.
Summer and Seth. Last week, we gave them the Couple of the Week award. They were a 9 out of 10. Things seem to be going steady and strong for this couple. Seth is still supportive of Summer's desire to be social chair and doesn't want her to give herself up to save him time in detention. Summer does it anyway because Taylor lied about Seth being suspended, but that shows that she's willing to hurt herself to help him. The two are riding their relationship wave like some sort of skateboarder on the way to Newport Union.
Yeah.
We're going to leave them at their all-time high 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nothing really moved for them, but they're still doing very well.
I didn't know if it seemed to be able to like bump them up to a 10 out of 10. It just didn't seem like
a 10 out of 10. I feel like what we need to, I don't think, have we ever had a 10 out of 10?
I think we had a 10 out of 10 at one point for Sandy and Kirsten, but it was very short-lived.
I feel like wedding day, if everything goes well, or like maybe like if their prom goes well, if the senior prom goes well, and they're doing great, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm going to move us on to Ryan and Marissa. Last week, they were at a 4 out of 10. So Marissa starts at a new school and tries to make friends this week, which makes Ryan jealous because she wants to spend time with people other than him. So he gets upset and feels like he is losing Marissa, but Seth talks him out of damaging the relationship further and letting Marissa have some space to herself. This works for Ryan, and he and Marissa end up spending time together at the end of the episode, dancing, just them two. We're going to bump them up to a 5 out of 10.
Now, here's the deal, my love.
What?
There's clearly some Ryan and Marissa bias going on here.
There is, isn't there?
Because
I just don't like them. I'm sorry.
Their relationship is doing very, very well right now, and you've got them at a 5 out of 10.
But for them,
a 5 out of 10. All right, I'm not gonna argue anymore. You clearly hate these people.
I bumped him up a point.
You gave him a point. You didn't give him a point for banging, but you gave him a point for dancing.
Well, yeah, I'm not just gonna promote a couple because they do the deed.
I thought we discussed the rules last week. I made this very clear.
You made them clear for you, but you know what? I choose to think that there's more in a relationship than just that.
I disagree.
Tell me about our new couple, Scott. We have a new one on the board.
We have a new couple, Taylor Townsend and Dean Hess. New couple alert. I called this one during the episode. I called it in the moments before. As soon as she walked backstage, I was like, she's fucking the Dean. It now makes so much sense why Dean Hess has had it out for Seth, Summer, Ryan, and Marissa, because they were mean to his side piece. Taylor seems to have her grip tight in Dean Hess. Ew. But we aren't 100% certain how the relationship will play out. We gave them a 3 out of 10, which we will, of course, bump up to a 4 if and when they do the nasty. And that is the end of relationship status.
Right. Next week,
we have... So 2 couples riding high. 1 couple should be riding high, but they failed the Elyse test. And then 1 couple committing a crime and only 2 points off of Ryan and Marissa.
Scott, our next episode is called The Perfect Storm. Based on that title, do you have any ideas as to what you think may happen?
Yeah, I think Ryan and Seth and maybe Chili are going to go out on a fishing expedition. And they're going to get caught in a hurricane. And they're all going to die.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, that's that stupid movie called The Perfect Storm.
Oh, yeah. Silly us.
No, I think obviously some shit's going to go down because it's going to be a conflagration of drama in this
So
5th episode.
much
You said
drama.
episode 4, but it's episode 5.
No, I'm sorry.
There's so much drama in the next episode, The Perfect Storm. Maybe I think there's going to be a literal storm. Like maybe there will be a storm in the end.
Like Rainy Day Women.
Yeah, exactly. And then some shit's going down. I'm trying to imagine what kind of shit is going to go down. I mean, obviously, like Summer did not get to tell Seth what she learned about the dean. I think that's going to come up, and they're going to have to figure out how they're going to deal with that information. I think they're going to try to catch them in the act because you can't just report it because there's no evidence. So I don't know. Summer's
We'll see.
Summer's over though. It's time for The Perfect Storm.
We shall see.
Me Daniels.
Okay. Before we get going this week, Scott, we have our newest addition to the episode.
Yes, this is the part where we just close off the episode by doling out some of our expert relationship advice because we've been married for 4 whole years, and that means we're experts
Almost 4.
of relationships. So this is the part where
It really is. It's almost been 4.
people mail us some letters
Where we just
asking
find
for
some
help.
random
No,
letters.
they're sending them directly to you. It says right here, Dear Elyse. So, Dear Elyse, my girlfriend, 24, not feeling the same anymore about me, and me in this case is also a 24-year-old. I'm just looking for some advice as I'm struggling to deal with my current scenario. My girlfriend of 4 years around 5 days ago told me that she doesn't feel the way she used to anymore. She doesn't feel the same excitement she used to when we will plan to do things. This has caused us to decide to not talk for a week and discuss this again when we feel comfortable. Why is everyone so bad at grammar on this site? I'm unsure what to do or what to say when we do rediscuss this. I don't want to lose her, and I feel as if this can be fixed. I felt as if as she has before, and it took time to overcome, but I never told her. She has been talking to her friends and family a lot, and it feels as if likely they're convincing her to not try to fix this problem. Is there any advice from anyone? Should I contact her or talk sooner? What should I say when we do see each other? Has anyone been through this, and what were your outcomes? Should I tell her that I've gone through this before and it was also something that can be overcome? Elyse? Help.
I would suggest not doing that and telling her, I felt this way and I didn't tell you about it. And so you can just get over it because it's a completely different situation with a different person, and you don't know exactly 100% what they're bringing to the table as far as why they feel this way. And so just saying that I've done this before and here's how you get over it and we can do this is not really giving the empathy and that connection that person really needs.
Yeah.
And so I think that will write her off even more. Do I think you should reach out to her before that time?
No.
Nope. I don't think so. I think that you should really just take this as she's going to break up with you.
She's probably going to break up with you, but
And you should just go ahead and take the time to start coping with that, and it'll be fine.
I mean,
you're only 24.
Yeah, there is a difference between, hey, I'm having some tough times in the relationship and I would
need to
like
take a break.
and I would like to work with you to get them better, and hey, I'm not feeling as excited about this relationship as I did and I need to take some time away from you. Now it is very possible that she could come back and say, hey, I've taken the time and I realize that it's just me going through a funk. It's just been this year or my stuff going on in my personal life that has just made things harder for me, and I still want to work on this with you. But yeah, I would get ready for...
There's writing on the wall.
I would get ready for someone to tell you they don't want to be... And here's the thing not to do. She has been talking to her friends and family a lot, and I feel as if they're likely convincing her to try not to fix this problem. Don't make that assumption, and certainly do not say that to her. If she comes to you and says, I'm thinking we need to break up, do not say, oh, it's your friends and your family that talked you into this. That completely undermines her own decision-making process and makes it seem like she is just someone that's going to be convinced by whoever, and you're not treating her as a person. And I am saying that from experience, by the way, because I have not done the same thing, but when I was engaged to someone a long time ago.
Not me.
Not you. And when she broke it off, her parents had just recently got divorced, and I decided that the reason why she was breaking it off with me was not because she didn't like me anymore. She wasn't in love with me anymore. It's just because she was terrified of the concept of marriage because her parents were just getting divorced. And there might have been some of that in there, certainly. I said that to her, and it did not help the situation. I think the deal is when you're being dumped, and sorry guy, you're being dumped. When you're being dumped, you're looking for reasons that are not, she just doesn't like me anymore, because that is the shitty reason in which there is no hope, you know? So if the reason is because someone is talking to her and convincing her to do this, that gives you hope. But that's not the way to approach the situation.
Well, and you also don't want to admit that it may be something that you did. Like if she's not feeling as excited, it could be because you've maybe not been putting forth the amount of effort that you did before, and
certainly
she needs something out of it and you're not giving it to her. And she was trying, and maybe she still didn't get what she needed after giving you some signs. And so, hey, like, you didn't do it. She's been with you for 4 years. She's been trying, and I'd rather not waste another 4 years to figure it out.
Yeah, it's better you find out now than relationships end, you know? It's I mean, it is possible to work through it, but you're not married. You haven't committed to each other for life. You're just feeling each other out. That's what a relationship is. And if one of the two people feel like it's not working anymore, they're going to bow out. And there's not a lot you can do when that happens.
Yep.
You got to respect their wishes. And I would, a person that can definitely hear what we're saying, I would definitely brace yourself to be single.
Yep.
And enjoy it.
And that's okay.
Single at 24, you're going to have a fucking
that's
great time.
Awesome. I had a great 24 year. 24, 25. Those were some solids.
It was right before you met me.
It was, wasn't it?
What are you trying to say?
I mean, since then has been great too, but
Since then has been better, is what you meant to say.
Yeah.
That married life
better
is way better than being single.
Definitely.
And young and able to be
On the
around
prowl.
humans.
Yeah.
This has been the best year of your life. Just say it. Just say it, please.
This has been a great year. Yep.
All right, folks. That is all the time we have for this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all the other shows we do over at our website, doofmedia.com. That's where you can find our book club, which is meeting this Friday at 9:30 p.m. to talk about Ursula K. Le Guin's The Dispossessed.
And if you would like to be able to vote on next month's book club, what you could do is you could join Patreon, because that is where members will get access to vote on things such as the book club books. So you just go over to patreon.com/doofmedia, and then you donate at the lowest level, and that'll give you access to voting.
Perfecto.
Yep. Also, if you happen to be listening via Apple Podcasts, you can go on over, or why don't you head on over there and just drop us a rating and review. Sorry,
and please
I messed that
don't
up.
take a star off for whatever the hell that was that Elyse just did.
It's the little alien inside of me. He's just going.
The baby is speaking through. Oh gosh, that's terrifying.
Isn't it fun though?
We'll see you folks next week.